Hey everybody, now it's time for us to dig into the 1960 college movie, High Time, starring Bing Crosby. Now, Bing plays Harvey Howard, a 51-year-old restaurant owner who has decided that it's high time somebody in his family, meaning himself in this instance, went to college, much to the protests of his two children. Now, he prefers not to be given any special treatment because of his age, but wants instead to enjoy college life as all the other younger students do. Along the way, he ends up falling for Professor Hélène Gautier, the French teacher. Now, this movie is at times more like just a very series of events, where mainly you're seeing Bing's Howard as he goes through his 4 years of college, with the story stopping here and there to focus on different things. Now, amongst other things, we see the freshman bonfire, where they are all told that they need to build a bonfire taller than previous freshmen. And apparently it comes up just hair short, and Howard has to climb up the unstable pile with one last chair to help make it tall enough. Now, one particularly hilarious moment, I think, is in his sophomore year. Now, as a candidate for a fraternity, Howard has a few things to do, such as scrubbing floors, polishing shoes, etc. But most hilariously, he has to dress in drag to go to a Southern costume ball, where he has to dance with the host, an elderly gentleman who is suffering from gout and therefore sitting it out. Now, I find that watching this just plain hilarious, especially after essentially hearing how uncomfortable Bing was in doing the Sisters number with Danny Kaye in White Christmas, which was why Danny Kaye tried to get him to laugh so much. But it was so funny to see Bing completely dressed in drag. And of course, Howard's two children were both invited to the party and are completely discombobulated by seeing their father like that as well. For me, that's just one of the big highlights of the movie is that moment. Now, the movie was directed by legend Blake Edwards, who's best known for stuff like Operation Petticoat, some of the Peter Sellers Pink Panther movies, Victor Victoria, Breakfast at Tiffany's, and a few others. And this movie also includes a score by Henry Mancini, who worked with Blake Edwards on some of those other movies as well. I wouldn't exactly say this is the greatest movie ever made by Blake Edwards, but it is one that I do enjoy watching every now and then, even if it is a far cry from what college life might be like now, or might even have been like at the time it was made, since I think I've heard that maybe it was stuff that might have been more like what had happened a decade before, as opposed to going into the 1960s with all the student protests and whatnot. But if you do get a chance, I do suggest trying this one out just for fun. Now, as to the availability for this movie, I'm really not sure what to say. The movie itself is owned by 20th Century Fox, or at least will be until Disney buys them out, which will obviously give you an indication of when I'm making this video, give or take. But they licensed the movie out to Twilight Time a few years ago for a limited run of 3,000 copies on Blu-ray, which have since sold out. I was lucky enough to get a copy myself, but as far as I can see, the movie's never been available on DVD. So to see this one, I think your best bet is to wait and see whether Disney makes it available when they start their streaming service, catch it on TV, or find a friend that has the Blu-ray. Or if maybe Disney will put it out on disc, who knows, that seems unlikely. But the movie itself is 1 hour and 43 minutes in length. Anyways, thanks for listening everybody, and keep tuning in.